Hello, welcome to Hot Tea for the Soul. I'm making a bit of a brew today. I'm going to make an elemental brew. So it is a breakdown of our connection to the fire and air and water and earth and the things that surround that. So our fire, our passion, our drive, and our air, our mental processes and communications and stuff like that. Our water, our connection to our emotional being and our love life, and our earth, our grounding, our physical realm, how we are going in that, how that's going on. So I am doing a few of these readings today. This is not a personal reading, it's a general reading. If you are after a personal reading, hit me up. I will do one for you like this. But I have already done one tea and I'm going to do another. So there'll be 3 brews. So if this is not your feels, then feel free to check out the other readings, right? Right. So I'm going to give us a little bit from beyond Lemuria. So what have we got? So this is sort of just like a tune-in. Check in what we've got. Life force energy. All right. Life force energy. Revel in the bliss of being alive. This card is packed with luminous life force energy, optimal health and healing. As much as possible, seek joy and upliftment in everything you do. Consider the food you eat, the environments you spend your time in, the people in your life, and even what you wear. Increase your awareness of how things come into your world and their energetic resonance. You may be inspired to work with healing energies and with the land, perhaps to grow vegetables. You are encouraged to journey to make your life a piece of Eden. As a result, you will shine with vitality. There you are. Alright, need my glasses on. That's what I need. Alright, so life force self. Live the change. Be the change you want to see, right? Yeah. Yay. Alright, I'm going to put that over here somewhere where we should be able to see it. Ooh. Life force right off the edge of the page. But, right. So, that was a life force. So, this is actually be the change you want to see. Live it up. Like, go and actually heal. Like, and go out into the world and heal. And just be that change, right? Because we spend that time saying, I'm going to heal myself. That's great. Been doing that. Share the love, right? Be out there. Love it. Alright, so fire energy. We're going to start with fire energy today. So this is connection to your faith. This is connection to our passion, our drive, our lust, our inspiration, our beliefs. Alright, what we really believe in the world. So let's give it a bit of a shuffle. Our faith. So connecting with our elements, all those parts of our being, our fire being our faith, our spiritual being, being inspired. So being inspired. Oh, King of Wands, talk about being inspired, passion, motivated, driven. Alright, all those things we were just talking about. Lust, he's a driven king, this is a passionate king. So this is a passionate space that we're looking at, and this is about moving forward, being driven by your inspiration, being driven by your passion space, right? What is it actually that drives your heart? What is it what winds your magic? What is your magic? All right, this is a faithful king. All right, being driven by being a star, maybe about wish fulfillment, keeping your eye on the goal, keeping your eye on the prize. Like having faith in a rebirth inside of here. This is Aquarius energy, so it's not too far out, whatever dream it is. Like this is backing yourself, entirely backing yourself, or somebody of this type of backing you, and you've got to take responsibility. Whoa, alright, so this is fire with a star in there. We've got air sign, but really got, yeah. So this is also about taking responsibility. You might feel like you're being burned at stake, maybe, but taking responsibility for your passions, and for what your faith is and what it is that driven you here. So sometimes you've got to go through a whole heap of heat to be who you are, right? And to be this luminous star, to be this luminous, shiny, bright thing. You have to go through a whole heap of heat to get there, to actually stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you believe in. Faith, passion, drive, Alright. It's very witch burn at stake there, isn't it? Alright. So, you might feel that you've been persecuted along the way, but you're willing to stand up for what you believe in. Alright? Because you've got hope. You've got hope in a miracle. Okay. So, what is the mind space? What is the mental space? What is the communication that's been going in and out? What is the mental being, a monkey mind? Alright, what's been going on there? What's the tea on the monkey mind today? 2, 3. As the kids are outside playing, it is Sunday in the world out there. So what have we got? 2 of Pentacles, as you can see there. So it's about making some sort of physical decision in here. Your mind's like, I've got to make some sort of progress forward. I've got to make a decision to move forward, and it's for long-term progresses. And so stuff, how do I make money, can be inside of this. It's juggling. It's juggling a couple of things. Like challenge, taking on a challenge inside of you. What's the challenge that you need to take on? Oh, long-term healing. Right. So how do we actually heal out into the world? And maybe it is that you're going to be a healer. This is about taking that path forward. How do I juggle it all and make this a real thing that I'm a healer? We've got 2 of Cups inside of here, still sort of 2 energy sitting inside of here. That Sagittarius energy here with this healing, long-term healer. Alright, so this might be start running a day spa. Alright, so you might have been persecuted for your energies before. It's time for that to change, right? Because this is connections to the heart and the heart level. So your mind is actually connected on a heart level to how do I emotionally connect to being a healer and maybe making money from that? How do I actually bring that into reality? Because this is an emotional quest. As a mother, as a healing energy, as a healing woman, healing female, right, energy inside of here. So there might be an emotional mother here that we need to heal, but this is where the mental space is at. How do I become that in the world? Alright, because I have an emotional connection to this space, to this luminous space force. Alright, so you need to consider everything. When we're talking about this healing, everything you eat, everything that your environments that you're spending your life in, everything. And increase your awareness of what energy you're putting out, what you're projecting out there. Okay, so the emotional space. The emotional space. How we're connecting to our water, to the water element. Oh, let's give it a shuffle. I've got a door at the seaside, not too close, not too far, but enough that you can, the breeze, if the door is unlocked, that it whoosh, whoosh, my little door, clunk, 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 right? And so, emotional connection. That's the emotional connected space. One more time, just for fun. Alright, so this is, what's the tea? What's the hot tea for the heart? Again, if this one isn't to you, maybe you connect to one of the other ones. But let's see what more we've got on our emotional connection. Our emotional being. How is our emotional being connecting to our water? Wow, we're waiting. We're waiting. Alright, so this is where we look at things from a different perspective. The hangman, it can leave that spot at any time. They can get down. This is really a spot where you can just look at your world from a different perspective and look at the view and look at what's been going on. See? Different perspective. Look at the view from going upside down, right? Alright, so, but you can change that at any time. Upside down, Miss Jane. Again, we're looking at the responsibilities. So you're looking at the responsibilities of what you've got that you feel like you've got to look after. Now, look, the thing with responsibility and burden, right? This is you bringing your magic home. This is you, this is what you're willing to stand for. You might be overloaded, right? This is saying that you're overloaded, but a burden and a responsibility, right? It's just on how you look at it. If it's a burden, then it's somebody else's, and you should be handing that burden, those sticks, back to somebody else, right? But what do you take as your responsibility inside of this circumstance, right? And so it might be that you're having to have a look at that. This upside down Miss Jane energy. What do you need to look at? as your responsibility inside of this. My responsibility was to shut that door. Okay, so one more. Alright, so what are we looking at? Our emotional connections inside of there. What is our emotional connection to the circumstance? And this is a Pisces card, so we've got Aquarius and Pisces energy in here. Sagittarius energy. Alright, so you want to walk away from an old conversation. We don't want to have this conversation over and over again. It's like you don't want repeat behaviour. It's like you've walked away from old bullshit, walked away from old conversations. You've taken responsibility perhaps for your actions inside of these old conversations, and this is a perspective of what you're looking at. You're looking at why has this come out to this conversation, and why have we come to this ending, and you're taking responsibility for what your decisions were inside of that, like, and what it is, and that you don't want to have that conversation again. And so you're looking back at the end of a conversation, at the end of a path of stuff, and going, how we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in a minute. Alright. So, our grounded, our earth. What's our advice for the earth? What's our connection to the earth? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay, so you've had to... This is about looking at the skeletons in our closet. Like looking at our responsibilities inside of here. What are our weaknesses? When we walk into the darkness, what are the foundations that we have that are our stability? Like, are we afraid of what might be seen in the dark of our lives? Like, what is your scary place, right? Because you've got to walk through that. And there is some sort of injustice in here. So again, I don't know what decision to make. I don't know, like, I don't know everything, and the scales have been unjust, like they're broken. Like, it's the actions. Like, what are the deep, dark bits of yourself that you're having to work out what the balance are? Because there's a new path, there's a new nest inside of here. There's a new, this could be the physicality of a child inside of your life. So this could be an earth sign child in here. Like, but this is a physicality, or again, making one step, like a step forward inside of here. There's nesting, this is renovating energies and stuff like that, but that's not what we're talking about here. This could be a child, the physicality of a child, that there's injustice. That's what's in the physical front of this circumstance inside of here. Maybe there was, the scales were tipped and it doesn't feel like it was fair, like, and that there's something deep, dark, still surrounding this. Some sort of judgment inside of here, alright? Strong foundations. Alright. Let's talk about this. What is this King of Wands? What is this star? What is this burden? What is this demand that's overloading? Alright. Ace of Swords. It's the way people are talking. And you were left abandoned alone. Again, about justice, perhaps, the conversation. And so there's a certain amount of abandonment that made you feel like you're responsible inside of here. And somebody just being brutal, their actions inside of here perhaps have pushed it to a sense of this is neglect, perhaps, like in the conversations around it. They're just... and so, but there's a divine intervention sitting inside of here. What's the hope? What's the star? What's the hope? Just one, thanks. 10 of Wands again. The hope is that you'll get responsibility, that you'll take responsibility. People will see that you are who you are, right? Alright, this is also strong wish fulfillment. That's putting all of your wands together to take responsibility. And to have a fair exchange, right? A fair exchange, right? The farmer gives the chicken seed, the chicken produces eggs, right? But the chicken has a safe place to live, like, for a while. But this is about a reward, an equal equilibrium of a relationship. Some input gets another output. Alright, so that's what you want, is this equal exchange. What is this challenge to healing inside of here, healing this circumstance? What is the challenge to healing this circumstance in here? Queen of Wands. Having faith, having the guts. So this is emotional. You've got the heart, but having the action, the drive, the faith to actually step in and push forward. Like, you've got to have a little bit more faith in yourself in here. And if this is actually becoming a healer, then it's actually having a bit more faith. You're emotional about it, and that might be complex. And how do you become this healer inside of you? But you've had to push through. You've had to say, this is what I believe in, again and again. It might have left you outside, and the conversations left you outside. And this is a reciprocal relationship. Like, you want this, have this faith of this reciprocal relationship. This, maybe this king and this queen, maybe this balance is going to kick into play, and whether that's an external one, that somebody else is your balance, or you have the balance of this fire, and it's driven together sort of stuff. Like, so this is real step up energy. Have faith in yourself energy. You've been left outside, and you've had to stand up for what you believe in over and over again. Alright? And that you hope that there's going to be a reciprocal relationship that comes out of this, because it hadn't been. And so it's like, let it step up, and there's new conversations to still be had. Alright, what's in the heart space here? What have we got? I've been looking at this a really emotional, like, looking at this actually disconnected from your emotions, in your emotional space, Pisces, but disconnected, looking at it, like, looking at going, this is the path that I trod, and these are the conversations, and they're over now, right? And so, where do you want to go with that? What are the conversations? Where do we go forward from this conversation, from this space? Alright, so it's still sort of having to defend yourself. It's having to defend and having these conversations about how you transition and how you get over things, and they're frustrating, right? You're still going to have frustrating conversations about how you move forward, right? Alright, how do we relieve this frustration? It's frustrating. It's frustrating how you got here. Alright, looking for fulfillment. Look forward. We look fulfillment. We look forward. We're going to look forward from the decisions that have been made, like, and what are the outcomes, and where do we go from here? And I guess that's what that is anyway. That's what she is. Like, she's looking forward, and this is sort of just more looking forward with an inspired hope from the decisions that you've made, regardless of how frustrating these conversations are. Alright, what is this injustice, and how do we go through this guardian energy? How do we feel? Because this is deep, dark, secret stuff. Like, how do we get out of this? How do we deal with this? In the physical. Whoa! Two of Swords. This is still going to have some sort of cutting energy. You've got to cut through some bullshit in here. We're anting up from this Ace and taking responsibility. Still going to have to cut through some more injustice, some more conversation like this. Ooh, but there'll be an ending, a definite ending. And so we go through this dark winter. This is dark night of the soul stuff. You've physically actually been sort of sitting out, feeling like you've been abandoned, and dark night of the soul stuff. Right, Scorpio energy now involved, Capricorn energy also. Okay, where do we go with this? This child, this page settling energy, 5 of Cups and 5 of Swords. There's still fighting going on around this energy. This energy hasn't settled down, so it might be a battle, but it's like this person's a bit drunken. Maybe they're drunk on their passions inside of there, because this is water, and this is more frustrating. This is like still combative conversations that are still going on. In the 7, we've moved past them, remember? If the 7 was down here, but it is. The 7, we've moved past these conversations, but this is like sitting inside of some combative conversations with somebody who might be a bit power drunk, like love drunk, power drunk inside of here. What have we got as the outcome just here? One more card for this outcome. How do we fix? How do we help? How do we heal? There's going to be some sort of inspired energy coming, inspired messages. You're going to get given the instinctual messages. How do you move past these conversations? Alright, because there's deep healing going on here, and this is about inspired little, like, and so you're probably going to receive messages. All right, you were inspired in this path in the first place. All right, and this is about life force energy, so you'll receive little messages. Okay, I did star signs at the ending of the other one. I'm not going to do star signs in the end because I actually think this is long enough. And if you're still here, thank you very much for being here, because some of this is juicy tea. If you are looking for a personal reading, contact me. I have ways of doing videos and live hookups so we can actually have like a spiritual tea conversation, like over a cuppa, and have a chat. They're more like counseling sessions than they are actual readings, because we're going to talk through what goes on and how we can go deeper through these spaces. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that. Thank you for still being here. Hot tea for the soul. I will catch you later. Mahalo.